Hello students, welcome to the online session on chemistry. In previous class we have discussed Kosel-Lewis approach to the chemical bond formation. Now we will continue with the same topic, that is chemical bonding. In that, second concept is Lewis dot structures or Lewis symbols in short. Lewis symbols. Lewis symbols are electron dot structures. Electron dot structure. See, the American scientist G.N. Lewis, he introduced a simple notation to represent the valence electrons present in an atom around the symbol of that element. That symbol is known as Lewis symbol or electron dot structures. See, the number of valence electrons present in an atom are represented around the symbol of an atom, are nothing but what? Lewis symbols. What is Lewis symbol? The simple notation. The simple notation introduced by G.N. Lewis to represent the simple notation introduced by G.N. Lewis to represent the valence electrons. Valence electrons in the form of dots around the symbol of an element are called Lewis symbols. Lewis symbols are electron dot structures. See, if you take hydrogen contains how many electrons? One electron, one s1. What is the Lewis symbol for this one? The Lewis symbol for hydrogen is H dot. You take helium. What is the electronic configuration? 1s2. What is the Lewis symbol for helium? He. See, over here, how many valence electrons are there? Only one. What are valence electrons? The electrons present in outermost cell. Over here, 1s contains one electron. That one electron is represented around the symbol of an element. H is the symbol of this hydrogen element, and this dot represents the valence electron. Over here, how many valence electrons are there? Two valence electrons are there. You need to represent those two valence electrons around the symbol of helium element, that is He. Okay, next element you take lithium. Lithium is nothing but 1s2, 2s1. How many valence electrons are there over here? See, this is the valence cell 2s1. Only one valence electron is there. Therefore, you need to represent that valence electron by a dot around the Li element. And you take beryllium. Beryllium is nothing but 1s2, 2s2. How to represent this one? Beryllium contains, see how many valence electrons are there? 2. You need to represent these 2 valence electrons. Okay, boron if you take with atomic number 5, what is the electron configuration? 1s2, 2s2, 2p1. How many valence electrons are there over here? See, 2s, 2p both are valence. This is the outermost cell. That is L cell. L cell contains how many valence electrons? Totally 3 valence electrons. You need to represent those 3 valence electrons around the symbol of an element boron like this. Okay. If you take carbon with atomic number 6, what is the electron? 1s2, 2s2, 2p2. Okay. Now carbon, how many valence electrons are there? 4 valence electrons. You need to represent like this, carbon. Okay, nitrogen with atomic number 7. This is 5. This is what? 6, 3, 4. Okay, 1, 2. Okay. Now just you see nitrogen with atomic number 7. What is the electron configuration? 1s2, 2s2, 2p3. Totally how many valence electrons are there? 5. You need to represent all the 5 valence electrons around the symbol of that element nitrogen. Like this. Okay. Nitrogen, oxygen with the atomic number 8. 1s2, 2s2, 2p4. Totally how many valence electrons are there? 6. You need to represent those 6 valence electrons. See over here 6 valence electrons you need to represent like this. After oxygen, fluorine with atomic number 9. 1s2, 2s2, 2p5. 2p5 is fluorine is nothing but 2, 4, 8. This is 9. Neon if you take, okay, neon is nothing but totally atomic number 10. 1s2, 2s2, 2p6. Over here, neon 2, 4, 6 and 8. This is how Lewis represented the valence electrons present in an element, present in an atom around their symbols. Understood? Okay. See over here in these symbols, if you observe in these symbols, in a Lewis symbols, the nucleus and the inner electrons are represented by symbol of an element. Symbol of an element. And outermost electrons are represented in the form of dots. In the form of dots around the symbol. See, in Lewis symbols, the nucleus and inner electrons. See over here, if you take boron itself, nucleus, you know, atom contains nucleus and electrons. But over here, inner electrons, one aspect is the inner electron. Two electrons are inner and over in nucleus. Nucleus side inner electrons are always represented by symbol. That symbol indicates what actually? It indicates the nucleus as well as inner electrons. Only outer electrons are represented in the form of what? Dots. Wherever you take. Over here, if you consider oxygen itself, this one if you take, this is the inner electron plus nucleus is represented by O. Outer electrons are 6. Understood? Like that always, the valence electrons present in an atom is represented by the dots. Okay. This is regarding Lewis symbols. We will discuss the Lewis symbols of molecules. Lewis symbols of molecules in coming classes. Okay, this is the introduction to the Lewis dot structure or electron dot structure or Lewis symbol. Okay, now we will move on to the next concept. See, I told you in previous class, if you watch previous video, just you go through once again through previous video. In that previous video, I explained you that Kosal always concentrated in explaining what actually the ionic bond. He is more oriented, his concepts are more oriented towards ionic bond formation. Whereas Lewis concepts, whatever Lewis explained, he mainly focused on covalent bond formation. Okay. Now we will discuss Kosal's approach to electrovalent bond. See, don't get confused with the term electrovalent. See, electrovalent is nothing but ionic bond. Electrovalent is nothing but what? Ionic bond. What do you mean by electrovalent bond? What is actually electrovalent bond? That was explained by the named scientist Kosal. See, Kosal actually what he did initially, he studied the position of all the elements in the present in the periodic table. Actually, he studied position of different elements in the periodic table, and he explained which type of compounds, means how electrovalent compounds are formed by the elements. What did actually Kosal studied the position of different elements in the periodic table. And he postulated the following. Postulated in the sense, he said following, he proposed the following things. And that first one is, see, first postulate of this Kosal's approach to electrovalent bond is Kosal's theory. I can call it as Kosal's theory. In the periodic table, electropositive and electronegative elements, means in the sense highly electropositive and highly electronegative elements are separated by noble gases. See, this postulates little looks difficult, but it's very simple. He told that in the periodic table, highly electropositive elements. Which are the highly electropositive elements in the periodic table? You know that alkali metals are the highly electropositive. What is the group of the electropositive element? What is the group of alkali metals? Group 1. Okay. And he told that highly electronegative elements. Which is the highly electronegative elements? See, which is the highly electronegative elements? If you start from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and so on, 17 is the halogens are the highly electronegative elements in the periodic table. That we know already. Is it right or not? Highly electropositive are alkali metals and highly electronegative are actually halogens. These two are separated by noble gases. Noble gases is nothing but water. Actually, it is an 18th group. Noble gases are 18th group. What he told actually in the periodic table, electropositive and electronegative elements are separated by noble gases. Yes, exactly, he is right. How? Because see over here 17 group 17 is a halogen, group 18 is a noble gas. Again, group 1 is water. Alkali metal means 18 groups are there. In 18 groups, say group 1 is alkali and group 17 is a halogen. In between group 1 and group 17, which is the position? What is the position of noble gases? Group 18 is the noble gas. This is the noble gas. And what is this? This is alkali metal. And this is what? Group 17 is halogen. Group 17 is halogen and group 1 is alkali metal. Have you got this point? Means group 1 alkali metal and halogens are separated by water. These two are separated by 18 group element, nothing but noble gases. Exactly, he is right. Okay, next point, next postulate of this Coulson's theory is that second one is electropositive ions. Electropositive ions are formed by loss of electron. And yes, exactly right. For example, if you take sodium, see, if you take sodium becomes water. Sodium plus 1 by the loss of electron. Exactly is right. Always electropositive ions are formed by what? Loss of electron. And electronegative ions are formed by gain of electrons. See, exactly is right. For example, if you take Cl takes electron to become water. Cl atom takes electron to become Cl minus. Means actually this gaseous sodium loses electron to become gaseous cation. And this gaseous chlorine atom takes electron to become gaseous chloride atom. Like this, cations are formed by loss of electron and anions are formed by gain of electrons. Fourth one is the formed cation and anions are highly stable due to octet configuration. This exactly is right. If you take sodium, see, if you take sodium is a weak of 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s1. When sodium becomes sodium plus 1, sodium plus 1 gaseous cation is stable. The reason because, see, when it loses this electron, 3s1 electron, it becomes 1s2, 2s2, 2p6. How many electrons are there in the valence cell? 8 electrons. It attains what? Octet configuration. Octet means 8 number of electrons in its valence cell. Exactly is right. The formed cation and anions are highly stable due to octet configuration. If you take Cl also, Cl gaseous atom, what is the electron configuration? 1s2, 2s2, 2p6. Okay, 2p6, 3s2, 3p5. How many electrons are there actually? Outermost 7 electrons are there. Cl becomes Cl, it becomes Cl minus by the gain of electron. Is it right or not? When it gains electron, actually the outermost, this outermost cell, it becomes what? 3s2, 3p6. How many electrons are there? 8 electrons. Means both cations and anions formed are highly stable due to their attainment of octet configuration. Have you got this point? Okay. Next postulate is fifth postulate is that, see, sodium becomes sodium cation by the loss of one electron, Cl becomes Cl minus anion by the gain of electron. And fifth postulate which was given by Coastal is that the cations and anions held together by electrostatic force of attraction. Exactly is right. See, the attractive force which holds cation and anion is a electrostatic force of attraction, or it is also known as Coulombic force. Okay, means now over here cation is formed and anion is formed. This Na plus and Cl minus, they link each other. How they link? They link each other by an attractive force. That attractive force is nothing but an electrostatic force. It becomes what? NaCl solid. Sodium chloride solid is formed. Sodium chloride crystals are produced by the combination of sodium cation and Cl minus anion. Have you got this point? Okay. These are the five postulates of Coasel's electrovalent theory. Okay, and say, then what do you mean by actually electrovalent bond? What is electrovalent bond? How to define electrovalent bond or ionic bond? See, this is a very important definition. The bond formed as a result of electrostatic attraction. What is covalent bond? What is electrovalent bond or ionic bond? What is ionic bond? The bond formed as a result of electrostatic attraction between cation and anion is called electrovalent bond. Is called electrovalent or ionic bond. Have you got this point? What is ionic bond? The bond formed as a result of electrostatic attraction between cation and anion is called what? Ionic bond. Say if you observe NaCl, sodium chloride, What is the charge on sodium? Actually +1. What is the charge on Cl? -1. If you observe calcium chloride, okay, or if you observe calcium, okay, calcium chloride itself you take. If you observe calcium chloride, +2 is the charge on the calcium plus calcium, and -1 is the charge on the Cl. Okay. See, this charge is nothing but it is called electrovalence. The electrovalence, it is known as what? Electrovalence. Electrovalence is equal to charge on the cation or anion. See over here, in case of NaCl, no problem. +1 is the electrovalence. But over here the problem is Ca cation is having what? Electrovalence of +2, and Cl is having electrovalence of -1. Totally it becomes what? -2 only. Okay. This is called what? Electrovalence. This is regarding the Poisson-Lewis approach to the ionic bonding. Once again, all of you listen carefully. Poisson approach to the electrovalent bond. Actually, he studied the position of elements in the periodic table. From the study, he postulated that first one is the elements in the periodic table are separated by highly electropositive elements are highly electropositive and electronegative elements are separated by noble gases. That is 17th group elements are separated by what? 17 and first group elements are separated by 18th group elements. Second one is cation is formed by loss of electron. Third postulate is anions are formed by gain of electrons. Okay. Fourth postulate is, what is fourth postulate? See, the cations, anions formed, they are highly stable due to their octet configuration. That is fourth postulate. And fifth postulate and last postulate is the cations and anions held together by force of attraction, known as electrostatic force of attraction. Okay, these are the 5 postulates. These are very important from the point of examination. And the last thing you need to remember in this Poisson's approach to the electrovalent bond is definition of electrovalent bond or ionic bond. What is ionic bond? The bond formed as a result of electrostatic attraction between cation and anion is called electrovalent bond. Okay. With this, I am going to complete or conclude today's class. Remaining part we will discuss in next class. Thank you. Thank you, one and all.